The Chinese government recently introduced the PRC Cybersecurity Law, which is due to come into force on the 1st of June this year. The law is the first comprehensive legislation issued by the Chinese authorities regulating cybersecurity. The CSL has imposed stringent requirements on businesses to protect data gathered or generated in China. An operator of critical information infrastructure is required to store within China all critical data and personal information that it gathered or generated in the course of doing business in China. These obligations has also been extended to cover all internet network operators by subsequent draft measures introduced by the government. The law has also imposed a broad but very vague obligations on network operator to provide technical assistance and support to Chinese public security and national security authorities. The purpose of this obligation is to protect China's national interests as well as to help with the investigation of crime. In addition, the law has also imposed security measures on procurement of network products and services by network operators. For example, if an operator of CII wants to purchase network products or services which may have an impact on China's national security, the government requires that before such product or services can be used, a security review has to be conducted. Given the imminent introduction of the law, a business in China may want to consider putting forward or implement an action plan to ensure that it will meet all the requirements of the CSL. As a first step, you may want to identify personal information or critical data and put in protocol to ensure that the storage of such data is in compliance with the law. In addition, any export or cross-border transmission of such data also meet the requirements of the law. Finally, the business may also want to provide training to their employee to ensure they are fully aware of the requirement of the law. The business is advised to well document such training. It may have to find itself in the position to provide evidence of such training to the PRC regulator if in the event an inspection or enforcement action has taken place. I think they will, first of all, have to make drastic changes with their data storage and transmission policy and regime. Most of the multinationals in China nowadays operate on the basis that they would actually store their data on servers located in overseas jurisdictions. So if that is the arrangement, this has to be changed. They need to consider whether they need to have a server located inside China so that the data can be stored and maintained in China. And also they need to consider putting restrictions or limitation in terms of access of those data from overseas jurisdictions. So this will require detailed planning as well as resources to help the company to meet the requirement of the CSL.